Manchester.
And here goes the final whistle. Cardiff City are in the Premier League next season. Cardiff City players embraced by their adoring fans who at last, after years and years of trying to playoffs and failing, have finally made it. Cardiff are promoted.
And this will be a huge result for Cardiff City, and it is. Cardiff beat Manchester City by 3 goals to 2.
Malky Mackay's right-hand man, Ian Moody's been suspended by Cardiff City. He'll be replaced by Kazakhstani Alisher Absalyamov.
Despite the suspension of the club's head of recruitment, Ian Moody, it's being reported that Cardiff's manager Malky Mackay will not resign his position because of it.
It's the breakthrough for Cardiff City. It's Cardiff 1, Swansea 0, and Stephen Colker has opened up the Welsh derby. Cardiff have been the better side in the second half. It's the equaliser. Cardiff 2, Manchester United 2. It's Kim the Sovereign who's got a header in.
Cardiff boss Malky Mackay has been slapped down by the club's owner tonight after he spoke about possible new recruits in January.
Cardiff City manager Malky Mackay appears to be on the verge of leaving the club. Owner Vincent Tan reportedly sent Mackay an email earlier this week demanding he resign or be sacked.
Liverpool 3, Cardiff City 0. Wonderful goal from Luis Suarez.
What I can tell you is that crystal clear, I won't be resigning as the manager of the football club.
And Malky Mackay out in front of the Cardiff City supporters who stand and applaud him to a man.
Malky Mackay will remain the Cardiff City manager for the foreseeable future, according to the club's chairman Mehmet Dalman.
I've been asked if I would meet, the owner and Mehmet, which is absolutely something that would be for the good of the club and for the good of us all going forward.
Cardiff 0, Southampton 3, 27 minutes played, and now Ricky Lambert is on the goal scoring act as Cardiff failed to defend the ball in the penalty area once again.
Cardiff has sacked manager Malky Mackay. The club have released a brief statement on their website confirming Mackay has been relieved of his duties.
As soon as this relationship broke down between the manager and the owner, Vincent Tan, the owner, and Malky Mackay, it was always going to be one winner, and it was just dragging on. It had to be done one way or the other. They had to decide to back Malky Mackay, a very successful manager at Cardiff City, or sack him. They had to do one or the other, and they decided to sack him.
Yep, Malky has gone, and Cardiff trying to find a replacement now. Not many names on that shortlist, but Stan Collymore, a lot of support at the Cardiff City Stadium, a lot of banners in support of Malky Mackay, not surprising as well.
Yeah, thank you, Malky. Tan out. I saw the erstwhile Mr. Tan stood just behind the position that we're at, the radio position here actually, with his he has his shirt and tie on, and his collar's outside his red Cardiff City shirt, and taking counsel, and some very burly bouncers just in case one or two pelters come his way. I said to Sam Matterface, if I was Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, I wouldn't touch not Cardiff City, the football club, or the fans. It's a very, very progressive club, but in terms of the ownership structure, why would any sane manager that wants a structure and an idea and a plan to move forward and enhance their career come to Cardiff? They've just sacked the most successful manager in this club's history. Absolutely crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it's an opportunity as well you could look at, but I know where you're coming from. Vincent Tan, whether right or wrong to question the money and the spending, etc., he's just gone about the whole thing in the wrong way.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that as owners, they don't own football clubs, just like we don't own anything, realistically. We all are just guardians of things, cars, clothes, if you look at it from a holistic approach, Adrian. And whether it be Roman Abramovich, whether it be Sheikh Mansour, there's no guarantee that their families are going to take over and be this kind of like 100-year monopoly over a football club. It just doesn't happen. And I certainly think that for every single owner in the Premier League, the fit and proper persons test should have a simple question. Do you want to put your money in? Yes. Are you going to interfere with the club's histories and traditions? No. And if it's vice versa, you're not allowed to run a football club. We've talked many, many times. I know that you have on Drive. I know that we certainly have throughout the schedule on the station about fan ownership and the German model of 51% of football clubs owned by fans. I will be a massive advocate of that, because let's be perfectly honest, fans are getting mugged off around the country, from Pompey to Rangers to here and Hull City and beyond. We've got a great product, if you want to use the word product, in terms of Premier League and Football League football. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
In terms of the game, Sunderland, big win for them on Boxing Day at Everton, wasn't it?
Yes, absolutely, and I think that I remember saying on Call Collingwood the other day, the players coming off the pitch at Goodison Park, Gus Poyet would say, there you go, fellas, your season starts now. If you can keep a clean sheet, yes, Everton were down to, 10 men after a short period of time. If you can keep a clean sheet, come away from 3 points at one of the most difficult, most difficult place at the moment in the Premier League to get points, then that has to give you a springboard to move forward. They're decent away from home aid, unbeaten in the last 3, 1 win, that one at Everton, and 2 draws. They'll be looking forward to taking on the Bluebirds here this afternoon. Atmosphere is building up beautifully.
Out with the old, in with the new. In Wales, they just like to do things a little bit early. The smoking ban, paying for plastic bags. Now the Welsh capital's best manager in their history has been sacked way before time. Cardiff's owner Vincent Tan has played the role of pantomime villain this Christmas, but just like a bit of festive theatre, you've always known what was going to happen in the end. It'll be a miracle if it doesn't backfire, and it's difficult to suppress a hope that it does. Sunderland, who were the first Premier League club to sack their manager this season, have played much better since making the change. Gus Poyet knows that after picking up a surprising but well-grafted 3 points at Everton, he won't get a better chance of recording back-to-back away Premier League wins. Stan Collymore is alongside me. Very quickly, how are Cardiff going to respond to all this chaos?
I think that the words from their captain, Stephen Colker, has just been mentioned on the public address system. Will have to be the rallying call from in the dressing room. They knew they underperformed here against Southampton. They knew that Malky Mackay was under a little bit of a cloud with the situation with Vincent Tan. Well, that's finished. It's done and dusted now. They're going to look forward to getting a new manager. The players need to play themselves and keep themselves in this team. Whoever the manager is probably going to be there watching. Cardiff City and Vincent Tan probably know who the candidates are that they would like to see come here. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was mentioned, but I doubt he would be the only one on the list. There'll be plenty of people that want to come here and manage this football club, and it's an opportunity for the players to get 3 must-need points, because at the moment, certainly the bottom half of the table is a concertina effect. Very few points now between teams at the bottom 3 in the table, and even teams halfway, so vitally important that Cardiff get back on track.
Well, David Kerslake takes charge of Cardiff for the first time today, and he's just engulfed in an embrace from his opposite number, Gus Poyet, before walking across to the opposition bench and shaking hands with Mauricio Taricco and Charlie Oatway, and then taking his seat in the Cardiff City dugout. He has made 3 changes today. Medell's come back, that's one of the 3 changes. Declan John, the 18-year-old, makes his first Premier League start at the Cardiff City Stadium at left fullback today. This is how they line up in full. The goalkeeper is David Marshall, a back 4 of Teothal Catherine, Colker, Turner and John, the back 4. Then Noon, Much, Medell, Kim and Whittingham behind Fraser Campbell. As far as Gus Poyet is concerned in Sunderland, they also make 3 changes. Outador, Desena and Giaccherini in for Fletcher, Zulutska and Colback. Our referee is Chris Foy. Slightly orchestrated. 2013 should have been remembered as the year that Cardiff finally reached the promised land. Instead, Malky Mackay was expelled to the wilderness. Those he's left behind have a massive job on their hands. Here's Much bursting into the area, going down under pressure from Valentin Roberge, and going down far too early. And Chris Foy very quickly on the scene to administer a yellow card for diving.
Yes, it was a very good run from Much in the right-hand channel, and he drives into the right-hand side of the 18-yard box. He just does get a little bit of a touch, it has to be said, by Roberge. A really half-hearted challenge, where he makes way too much of a meal of it, does Much. He throws his 2 arms out, 2 legs behind him. Referee from 10 yards away decided enough was enough, and he gave the yellow card.
Ball out of play on this near side, a foul on Craig Noon, which will allow a set piece from this near side. Whittingham has a good delivery, left-footed, he pings the ball towards the far post. Here's a header in towards that far post from Stephen Corker, and it's only a yard wide.
Very good start, isn't it, by Cardiff City?
Here is Kim getting the ball out towards this right-hand side, and Noon trying to get the cross in, does, deliver it towards the far post, header coming in, and it's over the top from Whittingham.
Super play by Cardiff City. Really good tempo and aggression about their play.
Might have been Jordan Much who got the final touch on the ball. Both of them were darting towards that far post.
Good wide play, Sam. Craig Noon on this right-hand side, hugs the touchline, does a little step over, gets almost to the byline and cuts the ball back to the edge of the 6-yard box, attacked by 3 Cardiff City players. Good to see so many players on the end of a cross. They know that Noon is going to look to beat the left fullback, Andrea Desena.
Campbell robbing Roberge and giving the ball to Much. He bursts to the edge of the area, right footed shot, deflection and in. And Cardiff take an early lead. Jordan Much runs over to the supporters and celebrates. Vincent Tan embraces his family in the box high above us here. Cardiff City are in front after just 5.5 minutes, and Jordan Much gets his 4th goal of the season. It's Cardiff 1, Sunderland 0.
Well, the 2 players that I was really looking forward to coming to see have delivered. Noon flicks the ball on the halfway line. Sunderland cannot clear their lines, and then it's all about the second ball. Much picks it up from 25 yards, drives to the right-hand side and pulls the trigger. It gets a deflection which goes over the left hand of the diving Vitaminoni, but it was the intent, it was the absolute raw pace with which Jordan Much drove at the heart of the Sunderland defence, and it's just what they deserve.
A cross comes in from Noon again, this time towards the far post. Much tries to keep it in. He's backpedaling towards the edge of the area, and as he gets his head on the ball, it goes straight out of play and away for a goal kick away to our right. Here's Kim in the centre of midfield, taking it off of Catamol. Out to the right-hand side of Noon. Cardiff on the offensive once more. Teothal Katerin on the overlap. Doesn't use him, Noon. Goes back to Kim instead. He shoots! And it's narrowly over the top of the crossbar, and I think it was flicked behind by Vito Manone, and it's out and away for the first corner of the game.
Really good play by Kim in the centre of midfield. First the aggression to shrug off Lee Catamol, dead centre of the Sunderland half.
Good save.
Then to pop the ball out to Noon, who drops his shoulder. He drags 3 players towards him, does the Cardiff City right winger, pops it back to Kim, and they've done well attacking that right-hand corner of the 18-yard box. It's where Much scored from, and Kim with an absolute bullet of a strike. Driving towards the goal, tipped over by Manone.
Sunderland have lost the ball again. Here's Fraser Campbell running away into the area. Desena goes across him and gets a decent tackle in. He checked back in onto his left foot there, Fraser Campbell, when he could have gone and taken the shot a little bit earlier. He didn't, invited the challenge, and Cardiff lost out. They're coming again with Noon towards the edge of the area, down by the byline. He chips it towards the far post, and it's put behind by Phil Barsley because he didn't know who was behind him.
Well, if you want to know where the hot spots are, all down the Cardiff City right, Much, Noon, Fraser Campbell, all bombing into areas.
Here on the left side is Whittingham, forward to Kim. Kim under pressure, lovely turn in between 2 players, won the ball, kept it well as he combined with Whittingham inside his own half, and then gives it to Declan John, who sends it square across the back 4. Teothal Katerin receives it under pressure from Barini, and still Cardiff hold on to the ball inside their own half. Kim back to Teothal Katerin, sends it down towards Much, who takes it beyond Lee Catamol, has a little snap at his ankles. Much goes down, and Much barks at the referee to book Lee Catamol, and he's going to do just that.
I'll be happy with that though. Jordan Much has had the ball played into him on the halfway line towards the right wing with his back to Vitaminoni, so he's facing his own goal. Takes the ball off the line, Sam, absolutely beautifully. Takes the ball into his stride. Who's there snapping at his heels? Catamol. He's given him 1 chance now, the referee. He's got a yellow card. Play on Catamol. Pick the ball, take it up to him. If you're a Noon, if you're a Much, go past them and see if you can get him sent off, forcing him to make a rash challenge.
Barini into Barsley. Barsley combining with Larson inside the area, pulls it across the face of goal, stopped by the diving leg of Kulka, knocks it back towards the edge of the box, received by Barini. Here's Key trying to get it onto his left foot, turns. Much is there to thwart him and push him back. Catamol will try an effort. It takes a couple of deflections before going out and away for a goal kick away to our left. It must have bounced off a Sunderland shirt, probably Seb Larson, I think. But Larson there for a moment looked as if he was free with a chance to shoot. He squared it instead after being fed by Barnsley, and there was no one there to capitalise because Kulka intercepted.
There's a couple of banners being unfurled that the stewards are not happy with.
Yeah, they're singing Malky, Malky. And I think, you know, why is it wrong for them to bring out a banner which says some sort of supportive message to Malky Mackay. The stewards aren't going over there to confiscate it. No wonder we haven't seen too many today. A ball sent towards his right-hand side. Noon collecting it, taking the ball towards the edge of the area. He runs at Desena. He goes on the outside towards the byline. Desena nips in, puts it out of play and away for another corner for Cardiff. It's the third of the game.
Craig Noon's been excellent. Him and Much have really been outstanding, but that platform has been given to them by Medell sitting in front of the back four, just making sure that they're pushed up towards the halfway line and really keeping the pressure exerted. Kim as well.
Corner to be taken by Whittingham. There's a clutch of red shirts on the edge of the box darting towards the near post. At the far post is Campbell. It's headed away and into the air by Roberge. Further away by Key. And then Sunderland lose it with Medell, who dives in and takes it away from Giaccherini. And again, the red onslaught comes forward. Lovely delivery by Noon. Campbell straight into the arms of the goalkeeper. I think Corker was in there and got a header in. And that was the one that ended up being caught by Manone. He bowls the ball out and bowls Sunderland into certain trouble once again. Immediately, Medell and Declan John pressing high up the field and forcing Sunderland into another error. And it's out for a throw-in, level with the edge of their own penalty area. They cannot get out of their own half. The banner, by the way, says thank you, Malky. And the two stewards that went up there, just normal stewards went up there to try and confiscate it, have lost out and given up. They've sent a big, burly, I think he must be head of stewards because he's wearing a black jacket and he's got a blue band round his big bright yellow vest, and he's gone over there. So they've started tossing the banner around to send him on a wild goose chase, and they're all singing songs about Malky Mackay over in that stand away to our right. Kim to Campbell. Campbell goes beyond Roberge, who was late with the tackle, and he gives away a free kick. Well, he should have been a little bit quicker and smarter there, Valentin Roberge. I think it was pretty canny from Fraser Campbell, but even so, Roberge could have got that out of his legs before he brought him down.
It's all about great pace, Sam.
Whittingham delivers a ball towards the near post. Goalkeeper goes scrambling towards the near post to push it round it, and then Fraser Campbell with the follow-up tries to poke it home, but it's pushed behind by Roberge and out for a corner. Well, that was cheeky.
It was. If anybody remembers Gary McAllister scoring a free kick like that in the Merseyside derby, referees put the wall up and he just basically drives it down hard and low.
Whittingham's delivery towards the far post. Manoni this time gathers rather easily, grabs it above the head of Ben Turner and bowls it out very quickly, and Sunderland immediately on the front foot and trying to counter-attack with Larson, who pushes it into the path of Key, who runs diagonally from right to centre, picking the ball up and then playing it out to Sebastian Larson once more. Sunderland breaking into Cardiff territory, but by the time they've switched the play and got sort of 10-15 yards into Cardiff's half, Cardiff have got everybody apart from Fraser Campbell behind the ball. Here on the right side is Bardsley for Gus Poyet's men, into Giaccherini. Giaccherini to the angle of the penalty area on the right side. Larson, the Swede, trying to turn the ball back to Bardsley once again. Bardsley tries to take on Declan John, pokes it forward to outer door, tries to turn, brings Giaccherini into play, but sent him a little bit too wide. He's been followed by Peter Whittingham. He twists, turns, produces the cross, away by Corker, but comes back to Bardsley, who takes it into his stride and overruns it.
Oh, should have shot Phil Bardsley.
Should have lashed it, didn't.
Twice now that Sunderland have got down the right-hand side of the 18-yard box and cut the ball back, so there is something in this game for Sunderland on the counter. There you go. All on their feet in support of Malky Mackay. They're trying to it's catch the banner at the moment. One fan gets it, puts it in his pocket, puts it under a seat, gives it to somebody. Hey! There it goes. I reserve the right of every single fan to be able to have a peaceful protest in the ground with a banner.
Well,
what's wrong with it?
I don't know this for sure, but I think they've tried to take away all the banners today, and they've managed to sneak one in.
And it's been doing the rounds. It's fantastic to see, because the steward is getting right near to the bloke that's doing it, and then all of a sudden they get it in a little bundle and wang it 20-30 yards to the right. Fan power.
But there's not many red shirts inside this stadium today. There's a lot of blue though. I think that in itself is a little bit of a protest. Noon, lovely trickery, takes two players out of the game, runs to halfway. He's got Much wanting the ball in front of him. Campbell peeling away too. He chooses Much in the right wing position. He tucks it back to Kim. Kim joining the attack now, runs to the area, gives it back to Much, who's outside him. He produces the cross. Here's Fraser Campbell with a diving, glancing header towards the far post that is 2 yards wide. It was beautiful to watch. It was a wonderful delivery, and it could have been the second goal. So close from Cardiff again.
Oh, sublime football.
Here come Cardiff again. They're in possession with Noon on this right-hand side. He sends it to Kim. Kim back into Noon. Now he's in the dead centre of the Sunderland half. He shoots from distance. Almost caught Maloney out. He was going for the far corner. He got the right sort of direction on it. Maybe just not enough power, but it was from some distance. And it was well caught by the Sunderland goalkeeper.
Well, if he carries on playing like this, never mind Zlatan Ibrahimovic getting a man hug, Craig Noon's going to get a man hug from me. This is a top draw performance. Love seeing players that run with the ball, dropping the shoulder, jinky little runs. Most of his runs have been down the right-hand side looking to deliver, to put crosses in. But when he comes inside, he's looking to play off a striker, Fraser Campbell, that's on the edge of the D, or be positive with a strike. He's always got his head up. They're on again.
And here comes John picking the ball up, left-footed, driving it towards goal. This is the left fullback picking the ball up in the dead centre of the Sunderland half and running towards the edge of the D, getting a shot away, which is blocked and cleared, but then retrieved very quickly by Cardiff, who have it on halfway with Much. Into Kim. Kim knocked to the floor. Referee says that was a fair challenge from Phil Barsley, who switches the play out towards this near side, where it's collected by Giaccherini. He now runs at Corker. Good entertaining game this. Here's Giaccherini, edge of the box. Larson back to Key. Key left-footed, strikes, couple of deflections. Josie Altidore has missed from 3 yards and knocked it wide. Well, it came at him very, very fast, and it was almost an instinctive reaction to lift up his foot. It was difficult to put it away from there because it was bobbling off the goalkeeper, but that was a real chance for Sunderland.
Sunderland's best spell of the game now. They've had a couple of half-decent forays down the right and the left-hand side. And now it's Cardiff City's time to get red shirts behind the ball and defend well. This is where Gary Medell should come into his own as a senior international footballer.
Here's Theophile Catherine bursting away from the right side, and once again they receive possession and quickly go on the attack. On the right side is Noon, further up the pitch inside the Sunderland half. On the right side he comes in on his left foot, chips the ball into the penalty spot area. It breaks to Whittingham. Whittingham back across the face of goal, claims of handball. Maybe he should have struck instead of sending the ball back across the 6-yard area. He didn't. It hit Bardsley, and eventually they scrambled it clear. Sunderland in possession here, and they haven't had much of it. 57% of it so far has gone in Cardiff's favour. To the left now, it's with Barini. Barini trying to work for a shot. It gets onto his right foot, parried away beautifully by David Marshall into the open penalty area. It's caught by Josie Altidore, who shepherds it back to Bardsley. He produces a cross, does he? No, it hits the first man, bounces up over Whittingham, and it's cleared away. Here is Gary Medell, the Chilean, in the centre of midfield, moving it through to Whittingham. Whittingham out to Campbell on this near side, the right. Theophile Catherine gets it onto his right foot, delivers a wicked cross.
That's a great ball. He can do no more than that. Fraser Campbell is midway through the Sunderland half, and he pops the ball out to Theophile down the right-hand side, and he needs to get himself in the box. He stopped and enjoyed his pass. All Theophile did was saw Andre Desena, the left full-back, and said, right, I'm going to do what David Beckham used to do. I'm not going to go past you, I'm going to whip it around you. And as he whipped it around him, it was on the absolute optimum position between penalty spot and 6-yard box, but not one Cardiff City central attacker in terms of Fraser Campbell or the left winger coming from the left-hand side joined in. That was a great opportunity to put themselves 2-0 up.
They've lost the ball in the centre of midfield again. It's won by Kim, and it's sent out wide for Noon, and now it's 3-on-3, and Campbell is sprinting away to the far post, but Noon's in possession of the ball, and he's shooting instead of crossing this time, and he balloons it over to the far corner of the pitch where there's a big orange advertising hoarding.
He's earned that for me, Craig Noon. It's the first time that he's picked the ball up on the right wing, cut in, and he's gone for the strike, got it all wrong, completely miscued, and it went high and wide as you mentioned, but he's made so many good runs down this right hand side, at least 7 or 8 in this first half.
Here is Barini though, on the edge of the box, shooting down towards the goalkeeper's right. Again Marshall is there to turn it round the post. It's an excellent save. The cross from the right was good. Barini met it on the half volley on the edge of the area. The goalkeeper went down and tucked it round the post.
I need to see who put the cross in from Sunderland, because whoever it was, they pointed that they wanted the ball into the channel. I'm not sure it was Phil Bardsley, but it was a wonderful lung bursting run, third man run, whips it into the penalty spot, and Barini, all he needs to do is to get the really good contact on it, and he finishes that one. I don't think the contact was good enough, but it's an exceptional save to palm it round the post.
Here's the corner in towards the near post. It's headed away. That comes out as far as Key. Back to Desena. Desena lifting the ball over the top, ball by Fraser Campbell, helping out his defence, and then Kim whacks the ball forward, hoping that Noon has the pace to latch onto it. He doesn't, and it goes out of play and away for a throw in deep inside the Sunderland half.
3 really good chances for Sunderland.
Yeah.
If you're looking at pure possession, it's been all Cardiff. If you're looking at creativity, it's been all Cardiff. But fair play, I mean, this is the confidence that they would have undoubtedly gained by going to somewhere like Everton. There'll be a core of self-belief amongst Sunderland players that if, with the greatest respect to what Cardiff have got to throw at them, if they can go to Goodison and get a result, they can come here and get a result. Half-time break will be absolutely right for Dave Kerslake's men, because they've given everything in this first half of the game, as we see the owner Vincent Tan looking like that Bond villain, 7 or 8 rows. He does. I mean, he's just absolutely crazy. He couldn't make it up. Gold-rimmed he put sunglasses on in the middle of the night. In Cardiff.
Some geezer mocked him up on Twitter as the bloke from The Hangover earlier, which had us in stitches. They've made a change at half-time, and it was inevitable, really, because of their lack of goal threat. Stephen Fletcher has come on to partner Josie Altidore in attack, and he has the ball now on the left side. Giaccherini tries to take it on. Desena with a cross, but the offside flag is up on this near side. Down the left, the ball is picked up by Declan John, who canters into the Sunderland half, produces a cross at the near post is Much, but he was a little bit too close to it, really, and headed it up into the air and away from Campbell, who was behind him, coming in on the ball. They continue to press forward, Cardiff. On the overlap on the right side, Teothal Catterin, low cross behind Kim, collected by the Sunderland captain Cattermole, and he runs it clear towards halfway and finds Stephen Fletcher. Fletcher to Altidore, forward looking for Giaccherini, tries to send it through the middle for Cattermole to chase onto, but didn't. Here's Teothal Catterin towards the edge of the area. Campbell releases Whittingham down the right side, tries to send a cross into the centre. I don't know why he did that, because truly there was no one in red inside the box, and it was huffed out by 4 yellow shirts who smuggle it away for a corner on the far side.
Well, it was good play by Fraser Campbell, playing with his back to goal on the edge of the D, and he lays the ball off one touch into the 18-yard box to the runner Pete Whittingham. He feels that he's fouled, and Whittingham has no other choice. He's solo in the 18-yard box, approaching the right-hand side of the 6-yard box. He has to try and get the shot on target.
Here's the corner. Whittingham delivers. It's in towards Much. It comes through to Campbell. Tries to get some contact on it. It hit him on the chest, bounced up in front of him. He just couldn't sort his feet out. One was caught behind the other. There was a Sunderland player in close attendance who was holding him off to, I think it was Roberge, and the ball somehow ended up into the arms of Vito Manoni. The ball is at a player on the far side, and it's given me the opportunity just to glance to my right. Now you tell me, am I going mad? Are there more empty blue seats in the second half than there were in the first?
I had heard one of the stewards, as I went down to the press room, that he was radioing to one of his colleagues, he was a chief steward, said there are concerns that there are going to be protests outside of the ground when Mr. Tan looks to leave the game. He likes to leave early, doesn't he? And there is, without a doubt, a third less Cardiff City supporters away to our right as they were. Now they may be just having a drink in the concourses. I doubt it, because we're good 7 or 8 minutes into the second half. Is that if the steward was right, they're going to wait for Mr. Tan and his entourage as he comes out of the stadium.
Here is Cattermole, edge of the centre circle, forward to Key. Towards the left-hand side now, it's picked up by Roberge, infield to Key once again. Key darts in past Kim, towards the edge of the area, he's still going. He's bundled into the box, and then he runs into Teothal Catterin. It breaks away, Roberge tries to recycle it. Fletcher is peeling away, Turner just about glances it above the Scotsman. It goes out for a throw-in the right-wing position for Sunderland, who are just starting to put the pressure on here.
Clever movement by Stephen Fletcher that peeled away to the right-hand side of the 18-yard box and saw the little dink ball from Key.
Excellent work from young Declan John to hold off Fletcher, who was trying to win the ball from him from that throw-in. The 18-year-old was strong and he was tenacious, and he kept the ball away from the Scotsman and eventually won himself a free kick when Fletcher went down and grabbed him by the ankles and pulled him to the floor. Forward again by Ben Turner, chipping the ball along down the left side, looking for Campbell. Modibo Diakite is strong, but he can only clear the ball to Whittingham, who switches the play to the right, collected by Craig Noon, who's 2 or 3 yards in from the right touchline. He runs towards the edge of the area, then checks back, gives it to Teothal Catterin. He runs into the centre of the Sunderland half, wearing that bright red jersey for Cardiff City. On to the left once again, looking for Kim. Kim finding Much, the goal scorer. trying to dart his way into the box, produces a low cross towards the far post, and there's Fraser Campbell to tuck it home from 4 yards out, and Cardiff City double their lead, and once again Jordan Much plays a pivotal role. An excellent move. He got to the edge of the area, he jinked this way, that way, and then with the left foot produced a cross through the 6-yard box, which Fraser Campbell couldn't help but touch home, and it's Cardiff City 2, Sunderland 0. I just wonder, Stan, if there's a little message there from Fraser Campbell. He didn't celebrate too vociferously after putting that ball in the back of the net. He may well have just secured all 3 points for his team. You would expect him to be bursting with enthusiasm. Instead, it was a very muted celebration from the Cardiff City forward.
What another great run. A great run from Much. Down the left-hand side, all the trickery and directness that you want from an attacking player. He whips the ball hard and low and on the edge of the 6-yard box. Surely now that is the coup de grace as far as the 3 points are concerned. Even with 2 up top, Sunderland have been a little bit impotent in this first half. Certainly nowhere near as many shots on target as the first.
Here's Stephen Fletcher trying to respond. He outpaces Ben Turner, tries to get the cross in from the left channel. It bounces off of Turner and goes out of play and away for the foot, would you believe it? A Sunderland corner. Is it their second of the game or their first corner of the game? I'll check that out for you.
Well, I think there's no doubt that there is something. Whoever does come in for as the new manager has got plenty to work with, but who would want to work for the owner?
Larson with the delivery towards the edge of the 6-yard box, glanced away by Teothar Katarine, and out of play and away for a throw. Just Campbell brought down as he tries to burst away from halfway, and it was quite an agricultural challenge from Phil Bardsley, which has netted the Scotsman a yellow card.
The problem has been in the central midfield area. When there's a tactical change become folly or a positive risk, of course having an extra central centre forward means that Sunderland have had to go to a flat midfield, and I think that the areas now that Much in particular is exploiting, without a doubt, aided that second goal.
Campbell, edge of the area, Much winning it off of Giaccherini, getting a shot low across the goalkeeper towards the far corner, but it was too close to Manoni actually, and it was handled with care by the Italian who clears upfield. Larson's delivery, it's low and it's towards the edge of the 6-yard box, and Catamol hooks it towards the far corner.
Great effort.
And it's only an inch over the top. The cross comes in from Desena, ball flipped behind by Teothar Katarine, and they win yet another corner.
Very briefly, on the pitch matters to off the pitch matters. Guillem Evans says, I left the game at 1927, of course the foundation of the club, in protest. That's what some fans have done.
Well, not some, a few, yeah. Quite a few. Behind away to our right. If that's what the protest is about, then well, we noticed it. Desena delivers the ball to the edge of the area, comes back to Key, he shoots straight down the middle of the goal and straight into the arms of the goalkeeper David Marshall, makes another tidy save. Here's Desena down the left hand side, tucking the ball back, edge of the area, comes to Giaccherini, shoots, good block by Turner, who's on the edge of the 6-yard box. It's sent wide towards his near side and Bardsley allows it to run out for a corner. Larson delivers deep towards the far post. Roberge is up there, so is Fletcher. Fletcher gets a looping header towards goal and it's easily caught by David Marsh. Vincent Tan standing in his very plush box with his red shirt on and his shirt collar underneath, poking out the top. Trousers pulled up high over his waist, hands in his pocket, just casting his eye on what could be another home victory. And although they've struggled with goals at home, rarely come in floods, only 8 scored in 9 home games before today in the league, they have taken more points at home than any other side in the bottom 6 of the division. Here down the right hand side is Kim, getting towards the edge of the area, moving to the box now. He pokes the ball in between 2 players. One of them is Bardsley, who just manages to rescue the situation. It bounces to halfway, but Cardiff are quicker to it. Here's Declan John. In the left wing position is Noon. Decent crossing towards the near post, cut out by the goalkeeper Manoni ahead of the on-rushing Fraser Campbell. Altidore has it in the left wing position, cuts in field, goes past Teothar Katarine, gets a shot which just takes a deflection off of Kolka and bounces into the arms of the goalkeeper David Marshall. Off comes Craig Noon, had a real positive impact in the game. He's being replaced by Don Cowie, another one of the Mackay-ites. 30-year-old Scot who followed Malky from Watford. Lee Cattermole to be replaced by Colback. Phil Barsley takes over the captain's armband, and Craig Gardner comes on as well, and he replaces Seb Larsson. Kim is being replaced, and coming on is Aaron Gunnarsson just to shore up the midfield. Kim taking his time to come off the pitch on this near side. Chris Foy just encouraging him to do so at a little bit of a greater velocity.
Yeah, he's done well today. I think that the midfield area has given them a real platform to go forward, as we say it always does.
Ball play forward out towards this near side, where Bardsley receives it, tries to get a cross in, then has to check back because Whittingham is in close attendance. It's flicked in towards Gardner, who heads it into the air. Goalkeeper comes out off his line and takes it off of the head of Fletcher, and then it's cleared away.
There's a good ball by Bardsley. He's on the right-hand side of the 18-yard box, and he cuts it back onto his left and whips it towards the near post. Then Craig Gardner's in a good position, but there was too much contact on the header.
And here's Andreas Cornelius coming on, and he replaces Fraser Campbell. Fraser Campbell, who salutes the crowd who give him a standing ovation. And Andreas Cornelius is another one of those who has been targeted by whoever it was who was telling everyone this morning that the wages were too high and the fees were too much. But let's remember that Andreas Cornelius was voted the best player in Danish football last season. He's only 20 years of age. He scored 18 top-flight goals in his first professional season in the Danish league. And yes, it doesn't always translate, but many people believe he's a guy with a big future. Still awaiting his first Premier League goal, though. Here's Giaccherini towards Fletcher, far post. He's lurking. He's touched the ball beyond the goalkeeper, and we might have a grandstand finish after all. Excellent movement by Fletcher, who just out-muscled the defender on the edge of the 6-yard box. The delivery from Giaccherini was wicked, and Fletcher converted from 5-6 yards out. And it's now Cardiff 2, Sunderland 1, and there may well be a few nervous moments for Vincent Tan.
Well, that's the first time that I've seen Emanuele Giaccherini do something positive in this game. He's been buzzing around like a firefly, but really lacking in quality today, the Italian. The first time he gets it, though, on the left-hand side, he cuts in on his right foot and whips it into a central striker. If you do that with Stephen Fletcher, we've said for as poor Altidore's been, that Fletcher's movement has been good in around the 18-yard box, so the delivery was on point, it was fast, and he had a split second, as all great strikers do, to be able to get on the end of it. And now Sunderland are back in this game.
Key pokes it forward into Altidore, out towards the right-hand side, and Barsley with a chance to cross. No, gives it to Gardner instead. He does put a cross into the area, comes off of Whittingham, comes back to Colback, then Gardner shoots, and he hits it with the outside of his right foot, and it flies away over the top of the crossbar and out for a goal kick. Here's Key in the centre of midfield, trying to run at Cornelius. Cornelius trying to close him down and just stand in front of the South Korean. Modibo Diakite takes it upon himself to run towards the edge of the area. It bounces out as far as Colback on the edge of the D, shoots and flashes the shot narrowly wide.
Cardiff have gone, Sam. The back four are looking at each other now, and the fans are sitting around biting their nails. They've completely gone. They look shot. Jordan Much looks shot. There's plenty of bodies. Pete Whittingham looking round at the back four. They don't look as if they've got anything left. Really good run by Modibo Diakite from his own halfway line. He drives right the way to the right-hand side of the D in the 18-yard box. Pops it off just 2 or 3 yards to his left to Jack Colback. Has to hit the target. It's a good strike. I mean, he does everything right, bar hit the target. Right shot selection, hard, low, firm, looking to get the goalkeeper scooting to his right or left, but wide of the target.
Fletcher chests the ball down from Gardner's ball, can't sort his feet out. He gets the shot away, but there's no venom in the shot, and it goes straight into the arms of Marshall.
Oh, what a ball, though, from Craig Gardner. That was the ball he perhaps should have played 2 or 3 minutes ago.
Giaccherini sending the ball diagonally towards the far right. It's headed away by Turner, only as far as Reberge on the volley towards the near post. Is parried away by David Marshall. What an effort from the centre-back. A flying volley which almost caught the keeper cold. And Whittingham has a chance to run it clear, and he sends it long for Cornelius, and Cornelius chases. He's only got Reberge for company. He moves into the area now. There's other red shirts arriving. He goes past Reberge, who falls over and manages to get a foot on the ball, and eventually gets it clear.
Well, that's a little bit of inexperienced from Cornelius. He's played into the left-hand channel. Go and run it into the corner, son. Yeah. He's trying to do Cruyff turns, step overs, all sorts of things. His team lose the ball. They've got it now. Put your foot on it. Take a big deep breath. Go and run it into the corners. They've been under the cosh Cardiff for the last 5 minutes. They need a breather.
Key charging forward for Sunderland. It's clipped to the edge of the area. Fletcher, outer door. Fletcher comes back to Bardsley, blocked by Medell. Scramble to the edge of the box. Giaccherini with an effort now towards the far post, and it's a yard wide. Free kick. They take it quickly. They don't wait to try and get men into the box. They send it wide to the left. Here's Key trying to take on Teothar Catherine. Kevin Teothar Catherine takes it off him and runs it to the corner flag. Lashes it clear, but only as far as Giaccherini. Back to Key. Key inside the area now. Low ball into Reberge. Tucks it back to Colback, who shoots. Deflection just wide. It's in. It's in. Well, if you're going to leave it late, make sure you strike hot and get lucky. And they did just that. 2-2.
It has been coming, people. It has been coming. They have turned slowly the screw on Cardiff City. Cardiff couldn't get out of their own 18-yard box. Sunderland have gambled bodies into the 18-yard box, and finally, with a melee, Jack Colback drives the ball. It takes a deflection up and over the arms of Marshall. And Sunderland look as if it's going to be a very profitable away day Christmas with 4 points, 3 at Everton and a point here today. 10 minutes ago, there was no chance at all that Sunderland were back in this game. Great character, great spirit. The Cardiff fans, to a man, almost on their feet, leaving for the exits. 2-2, incredible stuff.
As soon as that ball hit the back of the net, the Cardiff City Stadium started to empty. Furious that they'd let all 3 points slip. They were 2-0 up with 83 minutes gone. There was no chance that Sunderland were going to steal a point from here, but steal a point they do with one of the last kicks of the game. Jack Colback from 8 yards out lashed the ball goalwards. It took a couple of deflections before squeezing past David Marshall and robbing Cardiff of all 3 points. Vincent Tan breathes in heavily, folds his arms and turns and disappears into his executive box. Many of the Cardiff fans disappeared as soon as that goal went in. It looked inevitable, and the players are standing inside the centre circle. Gary Medell looks crestfallen. He's standing 5 yards wide of the centre circle. He is on his haunches. He's blowing a gow in and out, trying to catch his breath. He has run a marathon out there today. But towards the end of the game, man by man, they just started to lose more and more energy, drop deeper and deeper. The pressure mounted. There were several chances before eventually, by hook or by crook, Jack Colback equalised for Sunderland. Cardiff 2, Sunderland 2. A tough week and a tough match.